Hey YouTube, today we're gonna just investigate exactly what went wrong here during this day that the four students were brutally killed by someone. We don't know with what, but let's find out. Okay, so this is a video where the cops broke up party at Idaho student's home before the slayings. Let's see if we can find out.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know why we're here?
I assume no.
Wait, is this Kaylee Goncalves? Let me see. What's her name? Okay, let's see. Search. Alright, Kaylee. Is this her? Okay. I think it is. Now, they said that she got it the worst. So, see. So, Idaho, Kaylee Goncalves. How Austin is linked to Idaho murder victim. Who's Austin? Man. I was reading something where it said her injuries were the worst. Okay. Kaylee Goncalves' father reveals gruesome details about Idaho murder victim stab wounds. The father is of one of the four University of Idaho students butchered in their beds last month has revealed gruesome new details about the victim's fatal stab wounds 4 weeks after the 13th November slayings of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Morgan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Father Steve Goncalves recounted a conversation where he asked Latah County coroner how many times the students were stabbed. She says, "Sir, I don't think stab is the right word. It was like tears." Whoa. Tears. So what I'm thinking is the only thing that could possibly do that is something like this. A tear. It would have to be a hatchet. And that Idaho wouldn't be it wouldn't be uncommon for someone to have a hatchet with them. So a tear will have to be something like this. I think this was the murder weapon, guys. I could be wrong, of course, but yeah. All right, so this was a strong weapon. Yep. So it wasn't a knife. It was more like maybe a hatchet. So right there. So we may have that. So it seems like the police didn't find no murder weapon. So it says she said these were big, open, gorges. She said it was quick. These weren't something where you were going to be able to call 911. They were not going to slowly bleed out. Called them cowards for not revealing the vicious degree of the stab wounds, arguing that there are girls walking around the street right now that they deserve to know they should be looking out for the sadistic male. Wait, how does he know it's a male? I guess you gotta be strong enough to take on four people. So yeah, we could assume that it's a male. A strong male. Possibly one wielding a hatchet. Moscow police have not revealed the gender of the suspect yet. Okay. The grieving father remarks come amid growing tensions between law enforcement and his family. I got outraged by them not just coming out and saying this was a woman or a man because they should know by the amount of strength it took to deliver the injuries. They're just being cowards. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I agree with Mr. Goncalves. It had to have been a male. I don't think a female did this, but then again, you also want to be 100% sure before you make that decision. Meanwhile, Moscow police told Fox that they are not releasing certain information in order to protect the integrity of the investigation. Yeah, The department has repeatedly said in statements at this time no suspect has been identified, and once vetted, information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. Okay. You gotta go GoFundMe. Okay, what's this white Hyundai Elantra? Okay, who was driving this white Hyundai Elantra? Now, when you look at who's usually the owners of a white Hyundai Elantra, it's probably a college student. It's either a college student. I don't think it was. I highly doubt that it was somebody that didn't go to college. It seemed like a college student car. That makes sense. Okay, investigators believe the occupants of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding this case. They still haven't found this car? They were killed between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. on the 13th of November. Authorities have... Whoa. 13th of November. Now, was that Friday the 13th? Oh, that was a Sunday. On a weekend. So they got killed 3 to 4 a.m. on a weekend. They was partying on the 12th. Okay. To be honest, I don't think the cops know what they're doing. In this small town, if you look up how many murders there has been in Moscow, Idaho, it's very few. I mean, the most they have to worry about in that Pacific town is like bike robberies and things like that. When you look at murders, it's like zero. Most they have to worry about is like simple assaults for the most part, larceny and things like that. There's not a lot of crime that goes on in this town, so usually a lot of officers don't have to deal with a serious crime such as murder. So I think it's a lot of officers who are inexperienced in that aspect of crime, and they obviously don't know how to handle this. It's been a lot of media attention on this matter, so I think they're continuing to work through it as we work through it. So I think they need help. I believe the FBI stepped in, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, let's continue watching this video.
That's one of the University of Idaho murder victims, Kaylee Gonzalez, confronted by police about loud partying. It's the 5th body cam video unearthed by web sleuths, showing cops breaking up parties at the house where the brutal murders took place. The date on this video is Tuesday, August 16th, time 5:30 p.m. It's a week before the fall semester begins and 3 months before the murders.
You in school?
Yeah.
Okay. What year?
Senior.
Senior. Okay.
The officers...
Wait. Who's this guy right here? Just curious. Can somebody comment below who's this guy with the blue shirt? It's not Jack, is it? Okay, let's see. Blue shirt. She with anybody with a blue shirt? It's not this dude, is it? Man, that's crazy. So it seems like their house was a party house. So it seems like people came in. From what it looks like here, seems like these were taken inside of the home. You got 2 boys again. I believe that's Jack. And it seems like there was a lot of partying going on in that house. So that could possibly mess up the investigation with collecting DNA and things of that sort. Can't find nobody with a blue shirt. If you guys know, please comment down this person's name. Just wanted to know who this person is. All right, let's continue.
Threatened Kaylee and her roommates with a $300 ticket, but settle for just a telling off.
You're disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Nothing against having parties, nothing against having people over who are overage to drink. But again, once we start disturbing the neighbors, then we've got an issue.
Yeah.
For some reason, the young man with Kaylee is wearing zip ties on his wrist. The video also gives a detailed look at the rear of the house where the killer most likely entered. Look, there's a ladder lying nearby, and there's a big speaker, the source of all that loud music. Joe Giacalone, a former commander of an NYPD cold case unit, watched the video.
It seems to be that many people have access to this location without even the residents knowing that they're there. If I was a detective on this case, I would be looking at the close circle of people surrounding these victims.
And Moscow Police Chief James Fry said,
And that's what I'm saying. It had to have been a student in that Hyundai White Elantra. It had to have been somebody who was at that party before, possibly in one of these pictures that was inside their house. It had to have been somebody that was in there before. And we also can't rule out that it wasn't a girl. It could have been a female. Could have been two people. There's somebody in one of these pictures, I believe. There's somebody that been to the house before. They knew the layout of the house. They knew how to get in. Yeah, it definitely was another student. So
as a hazmat crew will begin cleaning up the crime scene tomorrow.
Part of the reason we're doing that is because of the biohazards as well as chemicals that were used during the investigation.
Meanwhile, police say they are still searching for that elusive white Elantra, whose driver or passengers are believed to have critical information to share about the murders. University records show that there are 90 white Elantras registered to park on campus from 13 states. The owner of an Elantra somewhere may hold the key to the mystery.
I'm not trying to be dark, but maybe it was someone who was tired of the noise and obvious repeated disrespect. I don't think so. It would not surprise me if the reason these murders episodes because the suspect list is in the thousands. Annoyed neighbors, ex-boyfriends, people claim they were bullies victims. They didn't deserve to die, but wow, they were terrible neighbors. They had police called every other day, very inconsiderate to the neighbors. I don't think a neighbor is like going down. I mean, I don't think a neighbor's coming in to kill 4 people just because it's loud. I mean, it's a college town, so it was partying, not only there, but in other places all through the town. They was drunk, walking around and things. So I think if somebody had an issue with that, they should have just moved out or never moved into a college town or college area. Okay, judging by parties, it's probably the most police body cam house in the country. Yes, you ever get that feeling that maybe the killer was invited into the house? Yes, this is what I'm saying. I believe the killer was either came back with them inside of the house or knew the layout of the house to where they could just grab a ladder. They knew the slide door was open. Somebody that is the killer been there before. They've been there before. They knew when to get out. They knew possibly when people were home, when people fall asleep. They planned this like they was there before. There's no way this was like a stranger and it was his first time in the home. They've been there before. Now, what I'm thinking too, another theory that I had was that now we know that Kaylee had a boyfriend named Jack. So I'm wondering, maybe it was a, because they did smoke, right? They did vape, so maybe it was one of the girls who was jealous of Kaylee. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos. Thank you.